We've got the Audi Q4 e-tron and the Volkswagen ID.4 in our comparison this week.
Both of these vehicles are built off the same platform. Volkswagen makes it into a VW, and then Audi turns it into a slightly more luxurious vehicle.
Yeah.
We're going to get into all of that right now. Welcome to the channel. My name's Zach.
I'm Andrea.
And if you like this comparison, we do them regularly, so make sure you subscribe, but also follow on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea. Let's get into it.
The Q4 e-tron 50 has 295 horsepower and 388 kilometers, 236 miles of range. It has an 82 kilowatt-hour battery and quattro all-wheel drive. In the U.S., there is also a rear-wheel drive model, the e-tron 40, with the same size battery but less power. 201 horsepower, it gets some extra range, 265 miles.
The ID.4 all-wheel drive model has an 82 kilowatt-hour battery and 295 horsepower. It gets 410 kilometers or 255 miles of range. There are two rear-wheel drive models with 201 horsepower, one with a smaller 62 kilowatt-hour battery with only 336 kilometers or 209 miles of range. The other gets the larger 82 kilowatt-hour battery, but a lot more range, 443 kilometers or 275 miles.
We're going to be focusing on the all-wheel drive models in our comparison.
So Audi has a rear-wheel drive model, USA only.
Yeah.
Volkswagen, because they're trying to bring the cost down, has those two rear-wheel drive models that are sold not only in the United States, but also in Canada. So a little bit more variation. We're, as Andrea mentioned, focusing on all-wheel drive.
The Q4 and ID.4 are based on the same platform, Volkswagen's MEB electric vehicle platform. The emphasis is on maximizing space, range, comfort, and convenience. The result is a longer wheelbase, shorter overhangs, and a roomier, more functional cabin.
Both the ID.4 and the Q4 perform well. They have plenty of power, competitive range, and get top marks for easy driving ability. The regen braking for both is controlled with steering wheel paddle shifters, or the B brake mode in the center console. There are 3 different brake levels to choose from. None of them will bring this vehicle to a complete stop.
Since these are based on the same platform, they are very similar. And with most EVs, the ride quality is the same. You typically get a smoother ride. You get that instant power. So we always find it difficult to review EVs because they're all very similar in the way that they handle.
Yeah, they've got good handling because the battery's at the bottom of the car, a low center of gravity. I would say, Audi has their drive modes that you can choose, and it's going to get into features and benefits of each when we go forward.
I think that the Audi Q4 has a little bit of a stiffer suspension compared to the ID.4. You definitely feel a few more bumps in the road with the Q4. From the outside, there's no mistaking the ID.4 for a Volkswagen and the Q4 for an Audi. The design elements of each have stayed true to the brands. The ID.4 offers a stylish and sleek look with clean lines and aerodynamic elements, including flush door handles. An available strip of LEDs stretching across the front, premium LED projector headlights, and a lighted VW logo gives it a modern look. The ID.4 comes standard with a heated windshield, 19-inch wheels, available 20-inch, and a tire repair kit.
The Audi Q4 is a handsome exterior with similar traits to the Audi gas models, like regular door handles, a panoramic roof that actually opens. It's hard to tell this is an electric SUV. It comes standard with LED headlamps, available matrix design headlamps, LED tail lamps, heated insulated side and rear windows, high gloss black and chrome exterior accents, aluminum roof rails, 19-inch wheels and available 20-inch, plus a tire repair kit. To give the Q4 a sportier look, a black optics package is available with black exterior accents and a black grille.
One of the things I like about the Q4 is that it reminds me of a gas model. It really is refreshing to see regular door handles. I mean, what a concept.
Yeah, if you had the Q3, the small gas car, the Q5, the compact, and the Q4 in the middle and line them all up, you would go, oh yeah, that's the new whatever. It just looks like one of their regular vehicles. Yeah. And that conventional approach that they've actually taken on is intentional. They did that with the first e-tron SUV. They wanted it to be just like the regular cars, and people can transition. Volkswagen, when we first drove it, we thought the same thing. Someone coming out of a gasoline model vehicle. We'll get into this. It looks like it could be, maybe, is it? No, it's an EV.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I like about the ID.4. I see a ton of them on the road. You know, at one point last year, Volkswagen actually had some pretty good inventory of the ID.4. And it really looks like an SUV. It sits a little bit higher off the road. It has a ground clearance of 6.7 inches, just like the Q4. And I can see why it appeals to many. Here's our used car alternative from CanadaDrives.ca. We chose a 2019 Hyundai Kona EV Ultimate with 53,775 kilometers for just under $50,000 Canadian. Click on the tab or the link in the description below to find more vehicles in this category from CanadaDrives.ca.
The interiors of the Q4 and the ID.4 are quite different. The Volkswagen has a simple interior with hard plastics and high gloss trim. The interior looks and feels like the same quality of materials you see in other Volkswagen products. The ID.4 has an open cabin with plenty of space and storage. It has generous sized door pockets, well-designed center console with removable cup holders and partitions. Volkswagen is moving towards screens with no physical volume or heat controls. It's all touch-based and some will enjoy it, others will find it frustrating.
The ID.4 all-wheel drive model comes standard with a cloth interior with leatherette bolsters, heated front seats, a heated steering wheel, a 12-inch touchscreen with navigation, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and a 5.3-inch digital gauge display. In Canada, to get all the extra features, you have to add the statement package for $4,700. It includes ambient lighting, leatherette, a 360 camera, power front seats with memory, massage and four-way power lumbar for both front seats, heated rear seats, a power tailgate, and power folding exterior mirrors. If you want the bigger 20-inch wheels, it'll cost you an extra $1,000. The panoramic fixed glass roof is an extra $1,250. The black roof, $495, and the heat pump is now $1,500. In the US, you have to move up to the Pro S or Pro S Plus trims to get extra features like the heated steering wheel, 20-inch wheels, the panoramic sunroof, and other features in Canada's statement package.
Just like the ID.4, the Q4 provides ample interior space and storage, including dedicated bottle holders in all four doors. There's a mix of hard plastic, piano black, soft materials, but more hard plastic than we expected from an Audi. It's refreshing to see physical controls in the interior, including dedicated climate control panel and standard leather interior. Plus, you get an integrated 10.1-inch touchscreen and a 10.25 digital instrument display. Other standard features include wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, heated front seats, a power driver's seat, manual passenger seat, heated steering wheel, panoramic sunroof with power sunshade, and a power tailgate. In Canada, you have to add the premium package for $7,600 Canadian to get features like heated and power folding exterior mirrors, power passenger seat, front sport seats, lumbar support for both front seats, dark matte brushed aluminum inlays, the heated sport leather steering wheel, navigation, and Audi's virtual cockpit. If you want something like driver's seat memory, it's in another package called the technology package. Of course, it costs more money. Some a la carte items you can include the Sonos audio system, augmented head-up display, adaptive cruise control, and 20-inch wheels. In the United States, there are 3 trims to choose from. You can take the base and add the convenience package for $1,800. That gets you the power passenger seat, wireless charger, and driver's seat memory. You can move up to Premium Plus middle trim to get all those features, plus the Sonos sound system and Audi's virtual cockpit. The top trim is where you'll find the augmented reality head-up display and the Matrix LED headlamps. 2 features the ID.4 has that the Q4 doesn't: a 360-degree camera and heated rear seats. The Audi, on the other hand, has available augmented head-up display and a panoramic sunroof that opens, and Volkswagen doesn't offer those.
Let's just go back to the heat pump. In Canada, the ID.4 gets a heat pump. In the US, it does not get a heat pump. As for a heat pump in the Q4, I have looked at the websites, Canada and the US. I cannot find a heat pump listed anywhere.
We have a call into the dealer to ask the service department about it. We're waiting to hear back. If it comes in, while we're doing this?
We'll pin a comment and let you know.
Yeah.
But online, some are saying, yes, the Audi Q4 comes with a heat pump in the US and Canada. But I need to get this confirmed. I can't just come out and say, yeah, it comes with a heat pump.
So the Volkswagen Group that owns both Volkswagen and Audi is having real trouble with supply chain issues. So things like heated rear seats in the back and the 360 camera, I suspect falls into, we don't have enough chips to put those features in, so we're not putting them in this year. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. We heard from a follower that he has a 2022 Q4 and it does have the 360 camera. So to me, I think you're right. It probably has something to do with the chip shortage. Will it ever go away? At least they get the power tailgate. Some vehicles don't even get a power tailgate because of the chip shortage.
Some don't even get heated front seats or a heated steering wheel. That's terrible.
Overall passenger space is great in both electric SUVs. There really isn't much of a difference between the two, except in a few areas. The ID.4 offers more front row headroom. Front row legroom is about the same. And the Volkswagen has a little bit more second row legroom. Cargo capacity is where you'll find the big difference. The ID.4 has the most space behind the second row at 30.3 cubic feet versus the Q4 at 24.8 cubic feet. Overall cargo space is the same, with the ID.4 getting 64.2 cubic feet and the Audi 53.1 cubic feet. Neither of these EVs come with a front trunk.
Let's start with pricing, and let's start with the Audi. The Q4 e-tron 50 all-wheel drive starts at $59,950. We'll tell you why in a second. In the United States, the same model starts at $53,800 and goes up to $61,900.
Here's the pricing for the ID.4. In Canada, the Pro all-wheel drive model starts at just under $53,000. And in the US, the Pro all-wheel drive model is just over $46,000. The top Pro S Plus all-wheel drive is just under $54,000.
So we're going to get into more vital stats. I just wanted to stop for a second and talk about why the Audi in Canada starts just under $60,000. Why is it, Andrea?
Well, it qualifies for the federal EV rebate of $5,000 in Canada and rebates in participating provinces. So the way it works is you can add packages and a la carte items to that. It doesn't matter how high you go, you will still qualify for the $5,000 rebate.
All right, let's get into charging.
The Q4 e-tron comes with a 9.6 kilowatt onboard charger, and with a 240 volt outlet, it can fully charge in 9 hours. With a DC fast charger, the Q4 can go from 5 to 80% in about 36 minutes. The maximum DC fast charging power is 150 kilowatt, less than the Volkswagen at 170 kilowatt.
The Volkswagen ID.4, on the other hand, has a larger 11 kilowatt onboard charger. With a 240 volt outlet, it can reach a full charge in 7.5 hours. On a DC fast charger, it can charge from 10 to 80% in about 30 minutes. The ID.4 comes with 3 years of unlimited charging at Electrify Canada, and in the US, you get 3 years of 30-minute charging sessions at Electrify America. The Q4 includes complimentary 4-year access to Electrify Canada and 2 years in the United States.
In Canada, both the Q4 and ID.4 qualify for the federal EV rebate of $5,000 and incentives in participating provinces. In the US, the 2023 Q4 e-tron and 2023 ID.4 are not listed at this time as qualifying for the tax credit on fueleconomy.gov.
One of my problems with electric vehicles, Andrea, is it's kind of a bit of a soulless experience shopping for one.
Yeah.
It ends up being a spreadsheet calculation. It's got less to do with the heart and more to do with the head. Yeah. Which one's got a better onboard charger? Oh, well, that's the ID.4. Which one qualifies for a rebate? Well, you know, and then your head starts to spin with all of the available packages, options, and what goes into buying one.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty tricky, and even understanding which vehicles get a rebate, which don't, which get a tax credit now, which don't. And in the US, just go to fueleconomy.gov and it lists everything. So which one to buy? which one is priced better, which one has the most value. We'll start with in Canada. If you get the Q4, because it has such a low starting price for a luxury brand, under $60,000, and it really does come with a lot of great standard features, including that panoramic sunroof.
And the tailgate. And leather seats.
Yeah.
And door handles.
Yeah, so if you just want to go with that trim, you could get away with it. Now, you could add the premium package and get a few extra features, and that's going to bring you up around $65,000. And a fully loaded ID.4 is just under $61,500. And of course, they both qualify for the rebate in Canada. So boy, that gap gets really tight, and you might want to go with the Audi because it's a luxury brand.
It's got to be a little bit more panache to it. I like both vehicles, but I like more of the conventional approach that Audi has. Their dashboard, even though it is covered with some hard plastic, and they did cheapen down their interior a bit, it's got an integrated head unit.
Yeah.
It's more like a conventional vehicle. And Andrea hates one thing about the ID.4, and what is that?
What do I hate about the
shifter?
The quirky shifter. My goodness, I cannot stand it. I can't do it. I can't do the quirky shifter. And another thing I don't like about the ID.4, the windows.
Yeah.
What do the windows do, Zach?
I don't think I actually have shots of this, because when we did it, I forgot to take a picture of it. So they have where your regular window controls are. It toggles between different functions, right? So you have to hit a button to get into putting the windows on. Like a good old button for the window, they don't have that. It's so weird.
So weird. Oh, so I'm the same with Zach. I'm going for the Audi Q4. I think exterior-wise, they both look good, but it's the interior that gets me on the Audi. I like that how the screen is turned towards the driver. It's easy to access. I like that it's integrated and it doesn't sit on top of the dash like the ID.4. I love that the panoramic sunroof opens, and I like just a regular window, just like in the gas model.
Regular door handles.
Hit a button and it comes down and it goes back up.
Real switches. What a concept.
That's why we love the Q4. I mean, Zach and I, after we reviewed it last week, were like, you know what? This is one that we would get.
Yeah, it's kind of leading the pack.
It checks a lot of the boxes. It's not perfect.
No.
We're not saying it's perfect.
It's not like me.
We haven't met an EV yet that we find is perfect, but it's pretty good for us.
Yeah.
The Q4, that is.
All right, so there you go. That's the review of both of them. Tell us which one you like and why, which one you think you would get. Is the tax credit thing a big deal in the U.S.? Let us know what you think of all of that, and what else do they need to do?
Well, you got to subscribe, hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them. And follow me on Instagram at Motormouth_Andrea. I give a sneak peek every week of what we're test driving and what's coming up on the channel.
And when will we see them next?
We'll see you next week.